chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6 stacks. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. I'm rich. Look at my chips. Yeah. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We're going to get right into it. All right. Today we have our live trading. And for those of you all that are new, we trade the NASDAQ at 8:45. Okay. And so just a quick reference for those of you all who aren't familiar with NASDAQ. It's index, all right, that defines today's modern day industrials. So it's comprised of 100 of the largest and most innovative non-financial companies listed on the NASDAQ stock market based on market capitalization. So some of the companies that you all might be familiar with is like Apple. You might be familiar with Comcast, Monster, Ross, okay, Intel, so Microsoft. So these are some of the companies that are comprised within the NASDAQ index, okay? So what I like to do is kind of go over how the strategy that I personally use for the NASDAQ trading, and then go into the charts and explain what I'm looking for and how I execute those trades. All right. So with the futures, I look at a couple of things. It's a two-step process. I try to keep things very, very simple. All right. The first step is I use the STC indicator. Okay. So for those of you all who aren't familiar, the STC indicator is this indicator here. Okay. This indicator here. This is the STC. All right. So I use the STC indicator on the 15-minute chart. So I'm going to go here up to the top to the 15-minute chart. Okay. And let me just go back to the rules so you guys can see the full thing. So I use the STC indicator via TradingView, and that's the platform that I was just on the 15-minute chart to determine directional bias for the day. So when the price is oversold, I look for buys only. Okay. When the price is overbought, I look for sales only. Now, if price breaks key levels, then I have to be objective within the market to look for different options. But for majority of the time, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so let me explain overbought and oversold. So when I'm in the market here, think of the STC, look at it like a roller coaster, right? So when it's up here, it comes down. When it's down here, it goes back up, right? So currently, we're down here. Okay, this is oversold, meaning that the market has sold off significantly. Okay, and it's time for the market at some point to correct itself. The market can continue to sell off, or it can actually start to find some level of support, and I'll talk about that later. Okay. But when you're looking at a roller coaster, when you're at the bottom of the roller coaster, of course, you're looking for price to what? Move up, right? Same thing if you're at the top. You want price to what? Move down, okay? So when we're looking for buys, we want price to go up. And when we're looking for sales, we want price to go down, okay? So if we are currently, right now, where price is on the STC, based on the STC, right here, okay? We're oversold. We're looking for price to go up, okay? All right, so that's our directional bias for today is buys, okay? My directional bias today is for buys, okay? So now that's the first step. The second step is this, okay? So once you have determined your directional bias, which is what we just did, right? So we're looking for buys for today. We wait for the STC on the 5-minute chart to align with the 15-minute STC and wait for the alert. So wait for the alert on the 5-minute chart, then enter the trade. Okay, so let me explain what that means. All right, so now that we have determined our directional bias for today, I'm going to go to the 5-minute chart. Okay, so I'm here. I'm going up here to the 5-minute chart. And we can see that there's definitely strong levels of support here. Okay, but let me just explain what that means. So right now, and don't mind these alerts over here, guys. That's for my blue sniper system for binary options, okay? So right now, what we see here is its price is kind of in between this channel right here. Okay, so we have when price is in between here, we're pretty much looking at basically price being consolidated. Okay, or it hasn't determined which direction it wants to move. Okay, and so what I would like to see is for price to be beneath this level here, which is the 20 off the STC. Okay, beneath the 20, right? So now that we're oversold, just like we were oversold on the 15-minute, okay, alignment. All right. Once we're here, I would love to see a buy alert come in somewhere near this level. Okay. I would love to see a buy alert come in somewhere near this level. Once that buy alert comes in, then I pretty much determine where I want to place my stop loss and where I would want to put my take profit areas. Okay. And as I'm going through this, guys, feel free. Just want to make it clear. I want you guys to feel free to ask questions because that's very important I want you guys to make sure that you fully understand what's going on here. All right. Now, let's go back to the chart and let's look at our support and resistance levels here and kind of explain what that means. So for those of you all that are already kind of familiar with trading, you probably already know what that means. But for those that aren't familiar, I'm going to explain that to you all. So when we're looking at, first of all, this is called key levels, okay? Where I have these yellow lines, these are key levels, okay? So that means that there are significant price action movements at these levels of the chart, okay? So if we look here, let me just come down. We see when price, also known as the candle, so these red and green bars that you see, these are your candles, okay? When price comes down here, right, what did it do? It went up, right? When price got up to here, what did it do? It went down. Price comes back down to this area. If we look to the left, it already showed us how it reacted in the past, okay? So there's a high chance that price could react the same way here and move up, okay? All right, so we're already looking for our directional buys today is for buys, and we know for buys, we want price to move up, okay? So what we're looking at right now is this level right here is our support, okay? So when I explain support, I try to keep it very simple, all right? So support, think of it like this. So support is your floor, okay? So I'll put an S right here. Support is your floor, and resistance is your ceiling, okay? So if we're looking at this analogy here, let's think of it as if you're throwing a ball, okay? If I have a ball here, right, and I throw the ball down to the floor, the natural reaction after you throw the ball down to the floor is for the ball to bounce up, okay? So think of it here. When price came down to the floor, what did it do? It bounced up, okay? So we're back at this same level here, all right? Price is here at the floor. There's a high chance that price can, if this is a strong level of support, that price can bounce back up, okay? Which is another reason why we're looking for a buy. So that's support. Now resistance is the opposite. Resistance is your ceiling. So if you threw the ball up to the ceiling, the natural reaction is for price to come down, okay? And so if we look here, when price got up to here, this is our ceiling right here, okay, at this key level. What did price do? It went down, okay? Same thing in the past. Price came up to this area here. It kind of consolidated a little bit, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then what did it do? It came down, okay? So looking at past price action helps us to make an educational decision of how we want to take our trades in the current trading time, okay? And that's the basis. And like I said, for those of you all who have just joined, welcome. Don't hesitate to ask any questions, okay? That's very important. I want us to all be on the same page with this, but I just want to break this down so you guys can understand what's going on here, okay? So feel free to ask your questions. Mary, you say, okay, thanks, coach. No problem, Mary. No problem. All right. Awesome. So now let's get back to the chart. Let me just explain what we're doing here as well. Okay, so we have our resistance here. We have our support here. All right. So remember, based on our rules here, we're waiting for price to be oversold here on the 5-minute and then get our buy alert here. Okay. Now there's two things that can happen. All right, at this price level. When you see red and green candles, that's just a battle of the buyers and sellers. Who has the most money to push the price or the market in a certain direction? And granted, we just had news at 8:30 as well. So just keep that in mind as well. And I'll go over news in a minute and why that's significant. Okay, so what we're looking at right here is our level of support. Okay, now price can do one or two things. It can come down here and we can form a possible W and do a nice little liquidity sweep here where we move price up to the upside, or price can come here, pull back, and then break through this level, which is a high probability as well. Okay, so also consider when price is oversold, which is the 5-minute is right now, okay, because this red line is beneath the orange line. So that's how we know it's oversold, okay? If price breaks through, that is a high chance as well because we have a gap here, all right, where there was a major shift in price and price just kind of shot up, all right? And so eventually at some point, the market has to fill this gap to balance the market, okay? So there is a chance that we could break and go down to a lower level, but then there is a chance that we could find support here and either retest this area. And what I mean by retest is that price comes back to this area and tests this level out to see if it can push through. Okay. If the sellers are too strong here, as you can see, there's multiple sales at this level here, right? If the sellers are too strong here, then the price will revert back down. If the buyers are strong enough, if they have enough buying power, price will break through and will create a higher level. All right. So those are the two options that we're looking at when we're looking at this trade here. Okay. So another part of trading is being patient, right? And so we want to wait until we get our full setup. Always say trade the setup, not your situation. Okay. So let me break that down. What I'm about to use is something called a long position tool that's on TradingView. Okay. And for those of you that are new, you can access TradingView. It's tradingview.com. You can I should have a link in my bio, but you can go to the website and you can get this and get 2 indicators for free. So you don't have to, if you're just getting started, you don't have to just jump right in. And also, if you want to try to trade with us, we have at the bottom here, you can access paper trading. Okay. And so mine is already logged in, but you'll see it'll say trading panel, and then you can click paper trading. It should be the first option at the bottom, and you just click connect if you want to kind of practice. Okay, so that's like practicing with fake money. Okay, a demo trading. All right, so yeah, so I was talking about the long position. So if I'm looking at this, if I was to measure where I would want to have my setup, basically where I would put my take profit and where I would have my stop loss. Number one, I want to know how much money I'm risking before I enter the trade. Okay. I want to know how much money I'm risking before I enter the trade. So I'm going to go ahead and click long position. All right. And let's measure this out. Okay. So let's just say if I were to enter the market right here, somewhere in this area here, let's just say that. Okay. My stop loss, I always like to give my stop loss a little bit of room beneath the most recent swing, right? So this is our past swing here. Okay. We're at this key level. So I will want my stop loss somewhere down here to give it a little bit of space, because sometimes what will happen is price will come down, break this level. It'll be a false breakout, and they'll try to tap all of your stop losses and then move price up to the upside, right? A lot of the institutions will do that. Okay. So that's how I would look for my stop loss. Okay. It looks like we're about to get a buy alert too. So I'm about to get ready for that. But let's just look at this. Okay. So if I were to put in, let's see how many contracts here. let's say this is one contract. Let's say if I were to put in 5 contracts, that's too much. So my goal is to not risk more than around $500 a day. So I'll put in 4 contracts for this, okay? And think of that as like 4 different buy positions. All right, so we're getting a buy here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to get into that, so you guys can see, and I'll tell you why I'm setting my take profits and why I'm setting my stop losses here. All right, so yep, let's see if it closes out strong. We have 25 seconds left on this candle here. And again, my 15-minute is oversold. We were just in the oversold on the 5-minute. It didn't stay. And this is why you want to wait until the candle closes, because it started off as a buying signal, but because the volume on this candle wasn't strong enough, we didn't get the signal. All right. And so we're waiting until we get that buying opportunity. All right. So this next candle might be it, or it might not. We just have to wait. Also, keep in mind at 9:30, that's when the market opens for the New York Stock Exchange. So you'll see typically a lot of volume. But around this time of the year, because we're approaching holidays, that's basically just showing you guys that the volume is not as significant. And that's because people are, shopping, traveling, and then you have the banks that are wrapping up like their fourth quarters and stuff like that. So it's just not a lot of volume. Okay, so patience is even more critical around this time. I am personally, for between now and the rest of the year, going to be trading demo, just because I don't want to give back my profits for the year. Okay. I am, however, trading on a combine account, and I'll talk about that very shortly. So that's about leveraging, other people's money so you can get into the market. So let me just kind of break that down for you guys 1 second while we're waiting for our alert here. Okay. And I'll come back in about 2 minutes to come back and check and see what we got going on. All right. So what I'm about to show you guys is something called topstep.com. Okay. TopStep allows traders to, so first of all, it's a prop firm that allows traders to basically leverage the funds that they have and put you in position to make a substantial amount of money. So one of the, I'll say, challenges for traders is that they master the skill set of trading, but they don't have the money to really put themselves in position where they can live off the profits of their trades. And so what TopStep says is that if you can prove that you're a good trader, we're going to allow you to leverage the funding that we have, and you can basically keep some of those profits. Okay. So I'll go to where it says earn funding, and let's just do a quick breakdown real quick. All right. So you can get anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 per subscription. Okay. And, you can get up to $750,000 worth of funding, but I'll explain that in a minute. All right. So let's just use this $50,000 example. Okay. So what TopStep is saying is that if you can turn this $50,000 account, demo account, okay, simulated account, to $53,000 without losing $2,000 on that account, so you're not allowing this account to go beneath $48,000. Then we'll then allow you to trade off of an express funded account. Okay. With this express funded account, you're now in position to basically make money off of your profits. Now, this is still a simulated account, but you're still able to make profits. So let's say, for instance, if you have $50,000, okay, and you pass the simulated account, right? You pass the trading combine. So now you have that 50,000. After your first 5 winning consecutive days, well, it's non-consecutive. It doesn't have to be consecutive. You're then in position to take out your first withdrawal. After the first 30 winning days, you can take up to 100% of your profits. All right. So let's just say, for instance, you made 15% in a month, okay, off of that $50,000. All right. At that point, you're now at $7,500 worth of profit. Okay. And if you, let's just say, for instance, let's go back here. Okay. Your initial investment was $49 for the subscription. If you run the play correctly and you stick to your rules and everything, this can be accomplished within 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. And even if you start over, this is very minimal compared to the other prop firms that's out there. All right. But initially you're putting up $49, okay, to access $50,000 to trade off of. Okay. The 50,000 is not in your account. Okay. But they're saying that the profits that you make off of the 50,000 you have access to. So if you're running the play like what we're doing now, $49, and you change that into $7,500 within a month, that's a substantial amount of gain. Okay. I'll come back to this. Let me just take a look at the market. Okay. So we are getting our buy alert here. That was good timing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into a buy, guys. Again, I am on demo. So I can't, at least with this broker here, it's not going to let me put in two different setups here. But I'm going to get into a demo, and I'm going to put in 350 right here just to give me, just to give me some wiggle room here. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. So I'm going to put my buy in. All right, cool. So I'm in a buy right now. And I'll walk through how I got into the buy and everything like that if that moved kind of fast for anybody. But initially, my stop loss here, and I always like to write this down in my notes, and I always put this in the private chat that I have for all of the private subscribers for Blue Chips Academy. But my stop loss here, okay, for this actual trade is at 22,301.25. My stop loss is at 22,301.25. Okay, 22,301.25. Okay, and then my take profit, I always like to put my take profit kind of right before it hits the key level. So like right here, it will be pretty good for me. Okay, so that's about, yeah, that's good there. So that's about 372 in possible profit. Okay, 22,414 is my take profit area. So that will be considered my TP1. Normally, I will put TP1, TP2, and possibly even TP3, just depending on how many contracts I'm allowed based on my combine. But again, like I told you guys, I am trading demo between now and the end of the year just because of market conditions. All right. So TP1 for me is 22,414. Okay. That's what I'm looking at for TP1, 22,414. Okay. And that's just the price of NASDAQ. When I say that, that's just where I believe price will be headed within the next, hopefully 30 minutes or so. Okay. So 22,414. And sometimes it can happen in 2 to 3 minutes, just depending on how fast the market moves. Okay. So that's my take profit is 22,414. My stop loss is 22,301. And then my entry I got in at, 22,367.50. All right. So let's go back to, and let me just make sure I'm not missing any questions or comments. Okay. Nope. We're good. No questions. All right, cool. And like I said, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay. Feel free to ask. But I'm going to go back to Top Step and finish explaining what I was walking through. All right. So the goal is to get everybody, especially everybody that's in the academy, funded by the end of January. All right. That's the goal. Okay. So what I was essentially saying is you putting up that $49 for Top Step to get access to a substantial amount of money to change that $49 into $7,500. Okay. Once you have your 30 winning days, you now have the live funded account. Okay, so whatever you make within that time frame, that's what you trade off of. So let's say, for instance, off of that 50,000, you were able to accumulate, let's just say $20,000. Okay, and you're able to make, let's just say, an extra, let's say 15%, same 15%. So now you just added an extra $3,000 a month on top of the $20,000 that's actually yours. Okay, so this is from a smaller scale. Now let's look at this from a bigger scale. okay? Because I like to scale up into like basically max out the opportunity. So remember I was saying that you can get up to $750,000 worth of funding. Okay, so that's basically getting multiple accounts at 150. All right. And you have something called copy trading where you see how I just got into this buy? It would take a buy for multiple accounts at the same time. Okay, so don't feel like you have to log into all these other accounts and try to take multiple positions. No, you can take one trade here and it'll duplicate it to all your other accounts. Okay, so let's just say you had that $750,000 worth of funding. Okay, because that's my goal by March, is to have $750,000 worth of funding. Right now, currently, I passed the trading combine for the 50,000. So my goal is to grow from 50,000 to 750. Okay. So 750,000. All right. And so at this 750,000, let's say you made that same 15%. Okay. You now have $112,000, $112,500 to be precise, dollars that you made in that month. Okay. So that's from the express funded account. Once you have your live funded account, you can now trade off of this $112,500. Okay. So if you're making that same 15% off of that $112,000, let's just look at it here. Okay. You're now looking at 16 grand a month. Okay. So it cost you $750. Okay. This was your initial cost here to put yourself in position to make this per month. Okay. $16,875 per month. Okay. And if we multiply that times 12, you just gave yourself an annual income of over $200,000. All right. This type of money here can change a lot of people's situation. So $750, put yourself in position to make over $200,000 a year. I want you guys to kind of wrap your head around that just by doing what I just did. Okay. So now let's take a look at this. We're getting into this trade here. Well, we're already in this trade here. So how did I get into it? The first thing is I came over here. So we have a blue icon and we have a red icon. Remember I said that our directional bias based on the 15-minute was a buy. Okay. Was a buy. All right. Now, based on that buy, I'm waiting on the 5-minute for the buy signal to come in. The buy signal just came in here. Okay. This is where the buy is, right? Now, because that buy signal came in, I took the actual trade. All I did was click buy. Okay. Put in where it says units. This is basically how many contracts that I want to put in. So everybody's risk to reward is different. All right. So your risk percentage. So let's say, for instance, you don't want to risk more than $250 on your trade. Okay. Let me just do a quick little long position setup here so you guys can get an understanding of that. So I'm clicking long position out of my toolbar. Okay. And I'm going here. All right. And what I'm saying is I want my stop loss to be here. I'm entering somewhere around this part of the market. And then my take profit is here. Okay. This is the setup. All right. This is the setup. What most people would do is say, I want to make $1,000 today, $5,000 today. All right. So here's the issue with that. Okay. So if I go ahead and code to create limit order, and I'm not going to actually create the limit order, I just want to show you guys some numbers. Okay. Here's the issue with this. If I say that I want to make, okay, so here's my take profit, right? Based on where I am, I can do one or two things. I can extend my take profit to, let's just say I keep going up until I see that it's a possible $1,000. So I can extend it all the way up here. Okay, at the current contracts that I'm at. Okay, so right here, right? So that if I extended my take profit all the way up here, then I can make $1,000, right? And still stay within my risk. But the issue with that is we don't know if price is going to test this level. at least not today, right? And so that is not realistic, okay? But we do know that there's a chance that price can retest this area because it already tested this area in the past. It already showed us that it came up to this level. So we have a chance of doing that. So that's the first thing. So you don't want to trade your setups like that, all right? The second scenario is this. You say, okay, all right, price can get up here, but I want to make $1,000 versus $372. So now you change your units, which is your contracts, and you say, let me go ahead and put 8 contracts right here. All right. So if I put 8 contracts right here, then that'll put me at, and you guys can see it right here. Hold on. That'll put me over $4,000 right there based on that move, right? Let me put 6 contracts. Okay. That'll put me over $3,000 based on that move, right? So you'll see that, okay, and actually, that's actually not that bad if I go here. Hold on, let me see. Let me do 5. Okay, so if I put 5 contracts, then that will be okay because I don't want to risk no more than around $500 per day to possibly gain. And let me make sure. Oh, okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me change that because it's based on this line up here. So let me bring that down. Okay, so let's bring this down to here. Now that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so if we go here and let's say you wanted to do 10 contracts. Okay, now I could do that. That's $1,300. But guess what? You're risking over $1,000. This is breaking your rules. And the reason why you want to manage that is because you want to live to trade another day. So if you do lose this trade, you don't want to lose a significant amount. Well, now it's going to be hard to bring that account back. Okay, so yes, you have the potential to make 1,300, but you also have to consider how much you can lose as well. All right, so that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. So that's why you want to know how much you're risking before you get into a trade, so you can manage the amount that you're risking on your account. All right, so in this case here, I believe I have 4 contracts. All right. So based on where I am right now, let me put this back here. I'm risking about $530. So that's around my price range. Okay. And let me just move this here. Okay. So that's around my price range right there. All right. So that's what you guys got to have to kind of consider when you're getting into your trades. So what I like to do, I always like to go through this illustration of slow and steady wins the race. And let me just get out of this real quick. 1 second. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. So what do I mean by that? A lot of times when people see trading, because this market is very lucrative and you can make a substantial amount of money, they try to basically make a lot of money within one session or within, a small amount of sessions. And that's just not realistic. That's basically gambling. Okay. You're basically risking your entire account for one move. Okay. What you want to do is take small profits every day. Okay. So instead of and this ties into trading psychology of being emotional. Okay. So we'll have trader A here. All right. I'll call it TA. And then we'll have trader B here. All right. And so trader A takes the profit, right? And you'll see these little dips in between because you're going to have losing days, guys. That's just, anybody saying that you're not going to have those losing days, that's just not true. You're going to have those losing days. But how do you recover from those losing days so you can get that steady growth? So we'll say that this is trader A and trader B is here. Okay. And based off trader B, you can see who was more emotional. All right. Just looking at the pattern. Okay. So let's say that this person started off, and let me just check the chat one time, but make sure we don't have any questions here. Okay. Kelly says, does the entry auto adjust after you enter the stop loss and take profit, or do you have to manually enter something there? Does the entry auto adjust? So once you enter the trade, Kelly, that's your entry. You can't move your entry. That's just where you enter the market. You can adjust the stop loss and the take profit manually, but you can't adjust your entry price. Okay? Because that's basically where the market is saying, hey, this is where you decided you wanted to get in. Now you just have to pretty much wait it out to see if you're going to win that trade. Okay? And we're about almost 10 minutes away from market open. So we'll see if we get some price movement in the next 10 minutes too. But while I'm going through that, I'll break that down. Kelly, let me know if I answered your question, okay? Let me know if I answered that for you. All right. All right, so let me get back to the example here. And so we have two different individuals. We have trader A, we have trader B, okay? With trader A, they're taking their $300, $200 of profit per day, okay? All right, so they get a little loss, but now what they're doing is they're creating a new floor, okay? So now their account is up to 1,200, right? All right, and then they go up a little bit more. Now their account is up, let's just say to 2024. All right. And then we're here. Now they up to 5K. And let's just say they finished the month with 7K, like right here. Okay. So this is trader A. All right. So they took the same losses that trader B took, but let's look at the difference here. Okay. So trader B, they took they were more riskier. So they took a trade and they made $600 on this same trade that trader B took, right? So they made $600. All right. So they feeling pretty good, right? And now they're up here. They're at $2,400. Okay, because they're a little bit more riskier. Now they're at $2,400. Trader A might be at $1,200. So they say, you know what? Let me go ahead and risk. Let me go ahead and risk like $2,200. Because I think I've been on a winning streak. I think I can go ahead and push this account up to another level, and they take a loss, right? They took a loss, and now their account is at $100. Okay, so now they're back down here, and they got to fight back. Versus trader A, who took the same loss, right? Let's just say that this is the same loss, this dip right here. But now they won, and so now their account is at 2,400. So instead of losing 2,200, they only lost $200, $300. So now they've sustained their account. Okay. Then we have trader B. Okay. Now they're trying to fight back, right? They're trying to get their account back. So now they're at let's just say $2,800. So they back where they need to be, and they're feeling good. Okay. But now they say, you know what? It's only have a week left in the month, and I want to finish the month. I want to make at least $7,000. I need to risk more. Okay. And so now they took another large risk, right? Let's say they took a $2,500 trade, and now they lost that trade, and now they're back down at $300 where they first started from square one, right? Well, let's say $600. We'll say that $600. Okay, right here at this level. Okay, so they're at $600. So meanwhile, trader A took the same loss. They grew their account to $5,000, right? Same how they grew their account, but now they're at 2,800, and now they're at 5,000. They took a $200-$300 loss. It didn't affect their account as much. So now they have a stronger floor to keep growing. We're at the end of the month. Okay, you just took that $600 loss. That's going to tell you right there that your emotions are going to be heightened at this point. Okay, because you just grew your account back up, and now you dropped the $600, and now your emotions are heightened. So now you're trying to scramble and trying to finish the month strong, and you took another risky trade, and you end up closing with $50 for the entire month because you didn't manage your risk, because you didn't manage your emotions. All right. So half of the battle is not just learning how to get in and out of trades, but the other battle is learning how to manage your emotions, learning how to manage your trades. If you do not do that, then trading will not be a journey for you. It won't be a successful journey for you. Okay? So that's the basis of what it requires to be a successful trader. Now, here's the thing. You're going to go through those emotions. That's fine, right? But you adjust and you get better. And I show you how to work through those emotions when we have like our weekly trainings every Friday. I show you how to work through all of that, because we go over trading psychology. That's the first thing we go over every morning before we even get to the charts and go over analysis and entries and all the other details for trading. Okay, so it's very important to master that, because what you're going to start to see is your relationship with money. As the more you trade, you'll start to understand your relationship with money. Okay, I'm a little greedy, right? Or I'm a little fearful. Or you might experience revenge trading. So revenge trading is, let's say you took a loss today, you like, nah, I need to make my money back today or tomorrow. And that's just not realistic, right? So think of it like this. Let's say you were in a trade, and let's say it was in an uptrend, okay? And you got to a pivotal point right here, and you say, you know what, I think it's about to reverse. Let me just get into this sale, okay? So the sale comes in, right? But price doesn't go down. It just continues to go up. So you took a loss for the day, okay? You took that loss. And then once that movement happens, then guess what? Market starts to consolidate, because all of the movement was here in this trend. All of the volume was in this trend. So market starts to consolidate. So you lost here, right? And you say, no, I need to make my money back. And we already know when the market is consolidated, meaning the candles are going back and forth like this, it's choppy, okay? Or ranging, we might can make some money, but specifically consolidated, all right? We know that that's not the best condition to trade in. But because your emotions are so caught up in that loss that you just took, you're not even seeing that this isn't the right time to trade. You're just like, no, I need to get back in, get in the market right now and make my money back. That's not realistic. So you just took a loss here, and now you taking a loss here. So this is trader B behavior right here. We don't want to be trader B. We want to be trader A. We want to be even kill is what I would say as far as your emotions is concerned. We want to look at the facts, and we want to look at the data to make our decision on how to get to the market. We don't want to look at like, okay, here I got into a loss and now I need to make that back. No, that's when you make and that's when your emotions are heightened the most, is when you take the loss. Your emotions are there too on the wins, but it's definitely there when you take the loss. How are you going to respond to that? Whatever your stopping point is, stop trading. Okay, so for me, it's anywhere from $300 to $500 in a day. So if I lost that amount, then I'm done. I'm done for the day. All right. So sometimes I might risk like 300 on a trade, just depending on the setup, right? But for this instance here, of course, I'm demo trading, but also, I like the way the setup looks. I like how we have some support here, so I'm willing to risk this amount. And here's the thing: you don't need to take 1,000 trades in a day. 1 or 2, 3 tops is the maximum trades. And if you lose more than 3 trades in a day, please stop trading. Okay? Stop trading, because that's when you're definitely going to start making emotional decisions. All right? So we're approaching the 9:30 minute here. We have about 3 minutes left. Okay? And let me go back to the chat to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, Kelly said you did. Thank you. No problem, Kelly. Say, be the turtle and not the rabbit, right? That's right. And Mary says, yes, slow and steady wins the race. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you'll get there, right? Come on, let's look at this. Like, let's just say, for instance, you're making $300 a day. All right. First of all, most people aren't making that in a day. Okay. So let's just look at this. $300 a day. And I trade, let's just say, depending on how it looks on Friday, but we'll say times 5. All right. So that's $1,500 a week times 4. That's $6,000 a month that you just added by trading for an hour, maybe, depending on. I mean, today is moving a little bit slow, but like normally it takes like 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, and now you can go on about your day by adding an extra $6,000 to your income. So yes, go ahead and make your money and get out of the market. Make your money, get out of the market. Stop giving the market your money back. Okay? So let's see how this price reacts at this level. This will kind of tell us what we need to look for. All right. So we are getting some rejection at this level, which is to be expected. Okay. Because if we look here, when price came up here, it pushed down and then it got back down to here and then it pushed up. Okay. So we got back here and what are we seeing? Price pushed down. So we'll see how price reacts. Okay. Price can either bounce up and give us that support, or price can continue to sell off. All right. And this will just be a losing day. Okay. So we'll just see what happens. Be okay with the losses. Okay. Because at the end of the day, like that's the name of the game. I tell people all the time, like, think of it. I always use basketball as a reference because that was a huge part of my life. But when you shoot, you're not going to make all of your shots, but you got to take the shots to even become a good shooter. Right. So just keep that in mind. So we got 8 seconds here till market opens, and let's see how we get. And I can see the time over here, guys. This is the candle time over here for those of y'all who might not know. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see. All right, we're getting a little bit of movement here. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see. And by the way, the last couple of sessions that we had live, we definitely took some W's. Let's see if we can keep that going. Okay, I'm gonna play some music. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I'll play it anyway. Let me see. Put that on for you guys. And let's just let's see what we get. All right. All right. Let's see how this candle closes, okay? Never ever make a decision on a candle if it's not closed. Okay? Because what'll happen is sometimes the candle will start off strong and then it'll push out. Okay? Right? So it'll start off strong and then it'll wick up and find support and then push up. Or it can continue to go down. Just depends. Depends. Okay. So it looks like it's trying to break here. You might be hitting our stop very soon. We'll see. We're still in the trade though. I'm still in the trade. Now, if it breaks, then we're going to consider some sales. Okay. Again, we are on demo, so I'm using this as a teaching moment. Okay. So our stop looks like we might be hitting our stop here. Yep. So our stop just hit. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why it didn't take me out. It didn't take me out just yet. So let's see. Might be some price shot. If it doesn't take me out, then I'll go out manually. But let's just let it close out. It's 3 minutes left on this candle here. Okay? What happens? And because this is a 530 risk, I would just probably take one contract for the next move because I'm already kind of like at around my risk tolerance for the day. Yeah, so my stop should actually be hitting right now. I'm not sure why it's not going out. That could be something going on with trading view. But I'm going to let it close. I'm going to let it close. We might find support. Wow, see? This is what I was talking about. The candle starts off strong and then finds support. Okay? Let's see what we get. So see how the price moves a lot faster in market open? That's because you have a lot of buyers and sellers coming into the market. And let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. If the music is too loud, let me know, please. But right now, it's still in this position, so we'll see. We'll see if it still finds support. Okay, so Mike said he hit his stop, but if it goes to the upside, he's going to get back in. Okay, good. Just make sure that you're managing that, just like yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, Trader View was giving us some issues yesterday. I don't know what was going on with that. But that wick right there is crazy. So we got a minute left. Now, here's the beauty of this, though, guys. We can make this back because we have a huge gap to fill here. Okay, there's a lot of liquidity that happens here. So let's go ahead, and I'm about to get into a sell now. Okay, I'm getting into a sell. And I'm going to use the same. Let me look at my wrist here. I'm going to do a short position. Let's see. So that's about 213 ticks for my stop loss. So I'm going to put 213 on that. And I'll explain what that is in a minute so you guys can see. I'm going to let it close. We got 40 seconds left. Let's see. Make sure it's not a fake out. That's a nice break right there, though. Very nice break. So what could happen is we can get this a pullback and it can drop, or we can keep dropping, right? Or we could get a double bottom here. Okay. So I'm waiting until this candle close so I can see exactly what's going on. Okay, so we're getting a wick at this candle right here. All right, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Let's see how this next candle closes. Or see how it starts here. Because what I don't want this to be is just a new level of support and then we head up. Okay. So let me see what we get here. I'll wait for my pullback so I can know for certain that this thing wants to go down. Okay. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to chase the market. I'm not going to chase the market. Okay, so what I'm looking for, just so you guys can know, price broke out of here. I'm looking for a pullback, right? A green candle, followed by an engulfing or strong bearish candle to let me know that price is going to continue to drop. Because what could happen is we can get here, right? Let's say we get into a sale here, right here. We get into this sale. I don't know why my pen is giving me issues. We get into this sale right here, right? And price finds support here. And now we want price to go up, but price reverses and goes to the upside. Because remember, let's not negate the fact that we are still what? Oversold on the 15, right? The 30, okay, and the 1 hour. So that tells me that we could either continue to sell off or we could be finding support. So look, we're just going to be patient and wait and see what the market presents to us, okay? Let's see what we get. We got, let me go back to my 5-minute chart. Okay, we got 3 minutes left on this candle right here. Feel free to ask your questions, guys. Welcome to all of those that are live with us right now. Okay, the music is fine. Okay, thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. All right, so we're just waiting. We're waiting, and we're going to be patient to see if this a true break or is it a fake. And please don't mind my corny little lines right there, right? I thought I had some bars, but I need to stick to trading. Rapping is not my thing. All right, so let's see here. Okay, I like the way this candle is looking here. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see if we can close strong here. Get it to the side. Get it tucked away. We got 2 minutes left though, guys. We got 2 minutes left on the candle. And this is the time on the candle over here. For those of you all that are wondering, this is the time right here. Okay. For those of you all who just want to kind of chime in every week and practice, go to tradingview.com, open up a free account. Once you open up your account, you're going to come down here to where it's going to say trading panel, and you're going to click on paper trader so you can demo trade, okay, and practice. You're not going to understand everything initially. It's okay, but the more you do it, the better you get. It's like swimming. The only way to learn how to swim is to jump in. You can read about swimming all you want, but you ain't gonna learn how to swim until you get in that water. So keep that in mind. Well, welcome to everybody that has joined. And again, we are waiting. We are waiting. Okay. So that buy didn't pan out for us, guys. But let's see what we get here. We might get a nice sale opportunity. I really would love for this candle to either close as a doji or a small green candle. And then we get our nice engulfing candle here. If we get our engulfing candle here, I'm taking it down and we can probably retest this level or close to it. Okay. If the next candle is strong though, and it closes out like a strong bullish candle, then now we know that we might have a new level of support. So we wait. We wait, we wait, we wait. Okay. We got about 15 seconds left on this specific candle here. All right. And let's just see what we are looking at, guys. 2 seconds. Okay. This next candle will tell me what I'm looking for. All right. If we get another green candle here, we found support. If we get an engulfing bearish candle, red candle, and what do I mean by engulfing? Okay, so let me see if I can draw a little illustration here. Let me use my pen on here. Okay, so let's just say, don't mind my little drawing here. Actually, let me use my square. That'll probably be better. Yeah, that'll. Let me use my rectangle here. So let's just say this here is a bullish candle. So I'll make this one green. Okay, say that this is a bullish candle. And then we have a red candle following behind it, right next to it, which is what we're seeing right now. Okay? But the body of the red candle, okay, so this rectangle right here that I'm making is bigger than the body of this candle. Okay, let me make this red for you guys. Okay, so the body of this candle is bigger than this candle. This is considered an engulfing candle. So typically what happens is that's telling you that there are more sellers trying to push the price down. So when you see engulfing candles, typically price follows behind that. Okay, so you might see some sellers, you might see some more bearish candles to follow that behind that where price continues to push down. And it's the exact opposite for a bullish candle, right? So with a bullish candle, it's something like this. So let me just move this here. And I'm going to change this one to red now. Okay, I'm going to change this one to red. And I'm going to change this one to green. Okay, so when you see, and it'll probably be more so like this, okay? So it'll be like this, right? And so when you see this, the body of the green candle is bigger than the body of the red candle. At significant key levels, typically price follows. Not all the time, but typically price follows. So this is an engulfing bullish candle. And what I just showed you prior to this was an engulfing bearish candle. Okay. So what I'm currently looking for right now is an engulfing bearish candle if I'm going to take a sell, or a strong bullish candle to look for a potential buy. Okay. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. That's what I'm looking for. I let the market tell me what it wants to do. I don't make guesses. Okay. I look at what it's presenting and then I take the opportunity. Okay. So it looks like we're getting a buy signal here. We're in the oversold area here. We're already in the oversold on the 15, 30, and the 1 hour. Okay. So I'm liking the way that this is setting up here, guys. We have less than 1 minute left on this candle here. And this is why you wait until candles close. They probably the institutional traders trapped a lot of sellers right here. This was a fake out. Okay. So now we see, okay, price has found another layer of support. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a level right here. Okay. And now price has the potential to go to the upside. So let me get ready for a buy. Same for contracts, okay? And I'm getting into a buy. I am currently in a buy. Let me put my stop loss a little bit further down, okay? And I take profit, I'll put that at 350. And I'll adjust as needed. Okay, so I'm currently in the buy, guys. Hopefully it'll get me in. Let me try it again. This is the same thing that pocket option. I'm in trade. Okay, there we go. I'm in. All right, so I'm in the trade. Now, I'm going to put my stop loss a little bit under this level right here. Okay, so it's a little bit more than what I would typically risk on a trade, but it's okay. We're not completely out of our range. All right. So my stop loss is 22,282, and my take profit is 422. Okay, so it's at 22,415. So I'll go ahead and I'm gonna type it on the screen and I'm gonna type it in the chat. Okay. So I'm in the buy right now. I'm in another buy. And let me go ahead and put that there. Okay, so stop loss. And what I'm hoping we don't experience, guys, is a large range, because that can be another thing too, especially considering. Hold on, let me zoom in on this level right here because I can't. I want to be under that wick right there. Yeah. Okay. So I probably should have took one of my contracts off, but it's all good. Okay, so my stop loss is at 22,277.25. 22,277.25. Okay. And if the market ranges, this is exactly why I trade demo around this time of the year, because this is what typically happens. All right, but let's see if we can get up to the upside. Let's see if we can get that. Okay. Take profit. We're just going to go for one take profit today, but I'll just put that here. So take profit is at 22,415.50. Okay. And let's see here. My entry is at 22,362.75. Okay. So I go ahead and post those numbers in the chat. I'll also post it on the screen for those of you all who may not be able to see that. Let me see. I won't leave it on the screen, but I'll post it on there of where my levels are. Okay. Let me make this bigger for you guys. Okay, those are my levels right there. Those are my levels. So I'm in a buy. Stop loss is 22,277.25. Take profit is 22,415.50. And this is what I mean about being objective in the market, right? So our initial analysis, our directional bias, looks like we were right initially, but price gave us a fake out here and it pushed back into this zone. So we'll see if it remains that way and it continues to push up, or if it just ranges kind of in this area right here. Okay, so let me go to the chat, make sure I haven't missed anything. All right, so let me go ahead and delete this. Okay, go ahead and remove that. All right, And then let's see if there's any questions. Okay, Jasper, thank you. Thank you for that. Great class. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Look forward to having you come around a little bit more, Jasper. I appreciate that. Thanks, thanks, thanks. And Mary said, let's go Bears. But we not on Team Bears no more, Mary. The Bears faked us out. They duped us today. They duped us. All right, so let's see if we can close this trade out, guys. And Jasper, don't feel free to ask any questions if you have any, okay? And that's for anybody else also that's new on the live. Feel free to ask questions, guys. I try to give as much information as I can. And if I know it, I'll tell you. If I don't know it, that's one thing about me. I don't act like I know everything, right? Because that's the moment you feel like you know everything is the moment you know nothing, right? So you have to always be constantly in student mode to learn. But I do have experience with this, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys. Because if I can show you guys how to avoid certain uh, pitfalls that I have experienced in the past, that'll get you to your goals and your destinations faster. All right. But when January hit, guys, it's go time. It's time to get people funded. I just walked through the whole top step thing, and it's time for us to take this thing to the next level. Okay. And then we use some of those gains and we put it into the binary option side. All right. So with futures trading, you could probably average about 15-20% a month, depending on how well you trade. But with binary options, you could probably do that in a week. But it's a different type of feel. So I teach that as well. Okay. And I'm live with binary options on TikTok every Wednesday, at least for now, as long as TikTok is open. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Okay, for binary options. So futures every Tuesday at 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, by the way, and binary options every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So let's go Bulls. That's right, Mary. Let's go Bulls. Let's see if we can get a push. Let's see what this next panel looks like for us. Okay, we still got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on this candle. I'm thinking we might start ranging here. I'm hoping price holds this level. Okay, I'm hoping price holds this level right here. If it holds this level, then I think we have a good chance for price to push up. If it breaks through, then we might be at a little bit of risk of a loss for the sale, because what's going on is price is just kind of going back and forth right now, right? So we could be experiencing this right here for a little bit until price figures out which direction it wants to push. Okay, but if we hold this level, I think we can close out within the next couple of candles for a buy. All right. And so for those of you all that are new, remember, when we enter the buy, what we're saying is we believe that, let's say we entered, I'm just going to give a general idea, okay? Let's say that this is $50, right? This is the financial instrument. I'm just giving like a random example. Let's say that this is the financial instrument. Price is at $50 here. Price is at $60 here. And let's say price is at $70 here, okay? All right, so let's just say that, okay? And what you're saying is you believe when you get into a buy, what you're saying is you believe price is going to go higher, okay? Price is just the candles, the price action, right? The candles moving, okay? So you believe price is going to go higher. When you say it's a sell, you believe that price is going to go lower. So let's just give an example. Let's say Apple came out with some great news and a lot of people are excited about it, right? And based on that news, you're like, I think price is going to go up because a lot of people are optimistic about what's happening. So you decide, based on where market is and how it performed in the past at a certain level, that you want to get into a buy. Okay, let's say that they say that, hey, we're facing some legal issues. You might be having to file bankruptcy. At that point, you think price is going to go down because people are probably not going to buy the products as much because of that news. So you're opting in for a sale. Okay? Where you enter the market, this $60 level, this is where the current price of whatever that financial instrument is. You're saying based on where the price is now, I think price can either go up, that's when you get into a buy, or I think price can go down. Okay, that's when you get into a sale. The great thing about futures market, this is why I love it so much, is because, and the same thing with Forex and binary options, is that no matter what's going on in the market, whether the market is tanking or it's doing really well, you can make money regardless of which direction it's moving. So it's like recession, okay? And if you master this skill set, this will be the best, one of the best skill sets you can ever have because you've mastered how to manage and make money at will. That is a powerful skill set and tool to have. You don't have to report to anybody. You don't have to go to work and clock in your hours. You can go in and manage your own trade, move at your own pace, work at your own schedule because you've mastered this skill. Now, the common misconception is that you can master this skill in a month, 2 months, 3 months. That's not realistic. Okay, think of this like you're getting a degree. All right, and when you get a degree, you have to put some time in, right? Depending on what kind of degree you have. So a year minimum, right? To really be a sufficient trader where you can make money off of this on a consistent basis. Because teaching you how to click a button, buy or sell, that's easy. Teaching you support and resistance, that's easy, right? It's the emotions, it's the risk management. That's the part that takes time because we all come in at different levels, right? Some people were good at managing money as trading. So the risk management part might not be that bad. But on the other side, they might be fearful of risking money. So that's one thing that they have to deal with. Some people might not be good with money, and so they want to risk everything and hurry and try to hurry up and get their money, right? And so they take huge losses. So everybody comes in at different levels, and wherever you come in, that's where you have to be patient and kind of grow through that process. And I haven't talked about this, but I'm in the process of releasing a trading journal for traders, so you can start to track not just the gains that you're making every day, but how you're emotionally approaching the market every day. Because if you're not tracking that, whatever you don't track, period, doesn't grow, right? So if you're not tracking, okay, every time I take a loss, I do this. Every time I take a buy, or every time I hit my profit target, I do this. I get greedy, right? If you're not tracking that, then you can't fix the problem if you don't know what the problem is. And in order to identify the problem, you have to track it and get enough data to see what it really is. Okay, so this is not just learning. This is not just trading, guys. This is a way of life, like on how to manage your emotions, that emotional maturity. Okay, so just understand that that's what we're looking for. Of course, Jasper. I say you said thanks. No problem at all. It's my pleasure. Okay, it's my pleasure. All right, so let's just see. Looks like we're finding support here, guys. I normally get off at 10, but because we have some slow movement, I'll stay on till 10:15. All right. Feel free, like I said, to ask questions and see what we got going here. Okay. Let's see what we got going here. And here's another thing too. When you understand why you lost, that also makes it easier for you to accept the loss. Okay, like clearly we just lost this this buy that we was in it because we got in on this buy, right? But as we can see, it looks like our directional bias is still correct, right? Because it's still finding support here. It hasn't fully broken through, but we'll see. However, we can see that this was just a false breakout. Okay. The sale came in, it stopped us out. Cool. We re-enter. because we see that we found support again. We got our buy signal. So now we see if we can ride this thing up. Okay? So that's it. If you're emotional though, and you can't manage your emotions, what do you see? You're like, oh, I just took that sale. You still caught. I'm sorry, I just took that buy, and you still caught on this trade here. You missed the opportunity to get in because you still caught in your emotions. Okay, so let it go. Next play. I always say that, especially with basketball. I say next play, next play. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do to change this. It's already happened. Figure out the next best opportunity to get in. Okay, so let's see what we get. So it's 10 o'clock now. Let's see if we can stay on for another 5 to 10 minutes. 15 tops. But let's see what we get. Okay? All right, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get here. We getting some pushback here though. We found resistance twice here. So we might either be in a range or price might push down. It's just hard to tell. We'll see how it responds here though. We'll see how it responds. If it breaks through again, then I'll just call this a losing day, guys. All right. If it breaks through again. If it holds, then the buy is still valid. But this candle is still early. We still have 4 minutes and 35 seconds left. But the last two lives we were on, and you guys can go check that out on your own. We definitely took some W's for that. But like I said, this is a part of the process. You have your winning days and you have your losing days. Okay. And I'm trading demo again. I'm trading demo. So around this time of the year, that's what we see here. Okay. Let's see if we can hold right here. Or do the sellers have enough strength to push the price down? Let's see. Let's see. We still got a lot of time on this candle though. Oh, it looks like it's trying to test our level, guys. It's testing. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. So what the stop loss says is, for those of you all that are new, if the candle comes past this level, it's automatically going to take me out of my position and then accept it as a loss. Okay. So in this case, it would be 684. Okay. Now, if it doesn't, and let's say it hits my take profit level, then that will be a profit, right? So it's the opposite. But it looks like we might be getting stopped out. Yep, got stopped out. And now this thing is about to take off, guys, to the downside. Yep. Okay, so this is about to take off, and I'm just going to show you guys what I see here. Came here, price broke out the first time, broke out of this level. We got our pullback. Okay. If this stays solid, this candle stays solid, then now, and it stays and it breaks past this area, this is a good sell. For me, I've already hit my stopping point for today, so I wouldn't get into this trade, regardless if I'm trading demo or not. I wouldn't get into this trade, but this is a good sale if this closes out solid. For those of you all who are considering, if this again, a big if, this candle closes out solid, because look at this wick that's happening right now. This thing is, whew, it is out for all the stop losses today. Wow. Started off, it literally came down, tapped us out to go. It looked like it might be going back up to the upside, but we'll see. It still has 2 minutes left on it. We'll see how this candle closes, though. Then we'll wrap it up for today. If any questions, please feel free to ask. For those of you all are new, make sure you follow me on the other tags here. Okay? You can follow me on TikTok and you can follow me on Instagram. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep building. If you want to stay connected, join my Telegram channel so you can stay connected with everything that's going on throughout the week. And I look forward to building with you guys. I'll be here every week. As long as it's not like holidays or anything like that, I'll be here. And we're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep going. Okay? Eddie, why are you trading on demo? Okay, so Eddie, what you have to understand is around this time of the year, This is the worst time of the year to trade, okay, for December. All right. The banks are closing, okay. They're wrapping up their fourth quarter books and stuff like that. And then also what you have is you have people traveling and basically getting, you know, gifts and stuff like that for the holidays. So the volume in the market is very low. You'll see a lot of sideways movement. Even right now, like if we look at market moving prior to this, let me go to the left. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. Right? So we see here, you can see that the market has been moving sideways. Okay. We're getting this breakout now, guys, too, though. This candle is closing out solid. So this is a good sale right here. But 2 weeks, I would say last week and the week before, I was trading on my regular account for my combine. But this week, between now and the end of the year, we got Christmas coming up, New Year's. I'm not risking what I've made for these past couple of months for a market that's not decisive. Like, look, this started off solid, and then look, we got a wick that's coming out here. So it's a lot of fake outs that's happening, followed by a green candle. It's not a conducive market for me. So I'm not going to risk my profits that I've made for conditions that's not conducive to how I normally trade. So that's why I'm trading demo this week, Eddie. But you can go to my other lives. You'll see that I traded my combine account on those other weeks. But yeah, that's and you'll if you look it up, you'll see a lot of other traders kind of have the same mindset as well. Is that you don't want to. I know traders that's been in the game for over 20 years, and they don't trade around this time of the year. So that's pretty much why I'm trading demo this week. Yep, good question though. Good question. All right, any other questions or anything, guys? Before I wrap it up? Nope, we good. All right, guys, I'll be back on. Let me see. Hold on. Next week, let's see. Next Tuesday. Let's look at the calendar here. Next Tuesday is the 24th, so that's Christmas Eve. So I won't be on next week, but the week after I'll be on, and we're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep building, and let's make it happen, guys. Thanks to all of you guys that tapped in with me, and let's keep it pushing. All right, January is on and popping. We're gonna get our combine accounts, and we're going full throttle. Okay, we're gonna get our funded account. We're gonna make it happen. All right. Definitely not an excuse, Eddie. You know, you have your opinion, I have mine, right? But at the end of the day, this is how I trade. So if it ain't for you, that's fine. You know, at the end of the day, that's how I trade. Okay. So Mary says, great info, coach. Just like you told us at the beginning of the month, bad time to trade on our early accounts for sure. For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So peace, everybody. I appreciate you guys for chiming in. And I'll catch you guys 2 weeks from now. Not next week, but the week after. All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace.